What's up, everybody? How you doing? Dave Fennoy here. Another Wednesday, another Ask Dave Fennoy Anything. And I don't know where you are, what the weather's like, but it's hot and humid in LA. We usually get just hot, but we got hot and humid. Whew. And you can see I am in one of the upstairs bedrooms because I'm still working on my studio that got flooded out in the spring, but it's coming together now, and it won't be by next week. But in a couple weeks, you'll get to see a brand new Dave Fennoy studio, and in just a little bit, we'll talk about a brand new Dave Fennoy website. But first, got to remind you, all the Ask Dave Fennoy Anythings live on my YouTube channel, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training. You can go there if you would like to work with me doing voiceover coaching. Visit me at davefennoy.com. There's a little tab at the top says Study VO. Click on it. And right now there's a really good sale going on packages. And my Twitter or X or whatever it is at Dave Fennoy VO. So there we have it. My guest, and look, who's first up? I'm not even going to jump. First
Terry
guy
Briscoe.
up.
Terry
Briscoe. Yeah.
Terry Briscoe.
Yeah. Okay.
Terry Briscoe.
I should start giving prizes for the first guy up, or do it like radio, not necessarily the first person, but the 10th person, the 15th person, some kind of half hour or something. We'll talk about that. But let me introduce my guest. Here he is, the one and only Jim Fronk.
Are you hearing those voices and people clapping too?
It's the angel. It's the angels for you, Jimmy boy.
Nice.
How are
Terry
you?
Briscoe alone again on a Wednesday night. So,
Well, he's not alone
there he is.
anymore. Let's see. We're loose today. John L. Patti. Hello, new on the VO journey from New Hampshire. Hi, Dave and Jim.
I know John. I used to work with John at a radio station, Rock 101. Kind of funny too, because I remember. Quick story, sorry. I remember he was on the air once when I went to go see Godsmack when they played a song at the Boston Garden. And on the way back, he was doing the shift filling in for somebody. And he's like, yeah, tune in tonight after the show so you can ask questions to so-and-so. You could ask him, what his favorite color is. I was like, come on, John. More interesting than that. I love you, John. I really do. Welcome to the VO business.
Since we're saying hello, there's Jeff Younger. We got Rashid Aladdin, Grace Newton, as usual. Good to see you again, Grace.
My love.
Mike Cunningham says, hey. And we'll just get on with our business now. Welcome home. How was Dallas?
Dallas was phenomenal. Dallas was hot. I don't want to hear you complain. It was 117 when I got off the plane. And, some people say it's a dry heat. You know what? You can cook ribs at 117. Just saying. But it was a wall of water. When I opened the door from the airport to go get the shuttle bus, it was like walking into a wall of hot, muggy. Bleh.
Stepping into an oven, like.
Oh yeah, but a wet oven.
Oh boy. Ugh.
Oh yeah, it was humid and hot. It did cool down eventually. By the time I left, it was 104. So that was nice. I never left the hotel except to go to and from the airport.
Well, you know what?
The hotel itself was smack dab in the middle of the airport. Every window you look out of, you can see an airplane take off.
Well, that's one of the things about conventions. A lot of time I'm in a convention in Atlanta, wherever you are, and people that hey, let's get together for dinner. Why don't you come by? And you never have enough time to do all that. And you typically don't have enough time to go sightseeing because there's so much going on at the convention. And notice the segue there. It's from being a radio guy. The segue right into, so Jim Fronk, what went on at the One Voice? I know you were nominated.
Oh, jeez, thanks. Yeah.
Did you win?
No, I didn't. I did win. Just being and I know it sounds cliche. It's great to be. It really is. I mean, they were rattling off the numbers, and to be considered and nominated one of 10 out of thousands of entries is just mind-boggling, mind-blowing to me. You mentioned Terry Briscoe. Terry's a real good friend of mine. Grace Newton is my VO Zen. I love her dearly. But Terry told me about the nomination. I didn't even know about it. I shut down. I shut down sometimes because my wife, God bless her, my CFO, she works crazy hours. She brings in crazy money, allows me to do this job and not have to worry about having a job, which is great because I can focus on what I love. And every now and then she wants to shut down, so I shut down. I had a meeting with Terry. We log in.
So basically, you're saying she's got you well trained.
Oh, well, she also has me well kept. So, I mean, it's kind of a handoff there, my friend.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, but I did not win. The award ceremony was phenomenal. Anybody listening right now, John, you're very new to this, John Petit, but anybody that's been in this business for more than 6 months, 7 months, you know what a great community this is. I know people say it all the time, and it never gets old, though. The speeches that were given by people, the tears, Troy Baker was there from The Last of Us, and what was that show, 24 with Costner, I think. He was the keynote speaker, and he had signed a script and a poster, and they raffled it off. They got like $1,500 for it.
Wow.
And then Hugh had another signed script that was given to him. They raffled that. They ended up raising like over $4,500 because people kept redonating to re-raffle. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely one of the best parties that I've been to in a long time. Everybody was dressed to the nines. Even I was dressed up in a suit. So it was just a lot of fun. A lot of action, social things going on at night. They had a silent disco, which is just a blast.
Everybody wearing headphones?
Yeah. Just a blast to watch. It was pretty much, you were at Atlanta, and what a phenomenal situation that was. But that was sensory overload. There was 1,100 people there.
Yeah,
I think the attendance, because they had a raffle, J. Michael Collins gave away a suite of demos. $25,000 worth of demos on a raffle, and it was 418 people that were in the raffle.
I bet.
I did not win that either, but there was all kinds of great events happening.
So did it cost to get in the raffle, or you just stuck your name in?
No, just being. I mean, my thought, which love J. Michael, he loves giving back, but it's also a great sales tool to have people, buy tickets. Yeah,
and,
I mean,
when people ask me about demos, one of the people that is always on my list is J. Michael Collins. He's not the only one on my list, but he's always on my list.
Well, that's how we got hooked up through J. Michael.
Absolutely.
So that was awesome. So it was basically Atlanta, all the intensity, all the fun. And I don't want to use this term like I don't want to say all the right people were there, but people were there. I mean, you weren't there, Dave. That was the one thing that was missing. Obviously, was you.
I've never been to the One Voice.
Oh, really?
Well, I'll have to get on the phone with J. Michael. What's up, man?
Yeah, let's go right to Hugh.
Holla at your boy.
Really? So it basically had all the fun and all the excitement and all the great classes, all the great panels of Atlanta, but we didn't have to wait for breakfast.
Ah.
You know what that was like.
Let's get into that. What were some of the classes that you took that made you go, ooh, hey, that's something new?
Well, I took a class with now a mutual friend of ours, Randall.
Randall Ryan.
Yes. I took his class, and we had conversed back and forth via email, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to take his class, meet him in person. Had a great time.
He's a great guy.
Really is. Has a great perspective on things, and everybody brings little nuggets. If I take one nugget away from each class, I've learned something.
Okay, what was the nugget? What was the nugget you took from Randall?
I was just going to say, please don't ask me that question because I have COVID fog brain, and I have everything written down. I keep meticulous notes now. I don't have that paper with me,
but you don't have your notes with you.
No, I forgot to grab them. He really focused in on the character the acting of the character. You know, don't find the voice, let the voice find it. Get the character. We've talked about this, but
Yes.
he really was honing in on that. And if people started doing voices, he's like, no, get there first, be there, let it develop. And the funny thing is, when we all had certain things in our minds of what the character should be, by the time we got there, it wasn't.
It was different,
It was different.
but
It was
good.
better.
Yeah.
But better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. I took Kristen Paiva. First time seeing my girl Kristen. She was as you were my first video game coach and became a friend. Kristen was my first animation coach, and I was actually her first one-on-one student.
And
So-
what's the one thing you always remember that Kristen Paiva gave you?
Kristen's always like, just have fun. You know, just Jim, let it go. Just let it. It ain't gonna matter. Just let it go. She gets this southern thing going on where she's like, ain't gonna matter. Just let it go. Yeah, just let it go. Which, you know, it's weird because people that do different genres, you know, you could be bouncing off of a video game where you have to stay in that lane and just really feel what's going on right now.
You get
As
the
opposed to-
opportunity for drama.
Yes. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we got ourselves a who's gal here. There's no way the sheriff's gonna get us. And she's like, no, let it go more. Let it go more? There ain't no way the sheriff's gonna get us. Yeah, she said, we can always reel you back.
Yeah.
You know, we can. It's different with video games where, you know, you get in that lane. What do we say? Flatten it out. With Kristen, it's like we can always reel you back in, and they prefer to. And I never really grabbed that concept. I've really started to
But
learn.
the tough part for a lot of people, the tough part for a lot of people is allowing themselves to go that far. That I don't want to be silly. I don't want to mess up. I want it to be good, but I want to control it. And you got to walk that tightrope.
I don't want to sound insensitive here. So if I sound insensitive, just blame it on me growing up in the 80s. Look at my room. It's padded. Okay? Okay? I come in here to have fun and bounce off the walls and scream and kick and dance. And that's just for commercials. Yeah. Because that stuff works for commercials too.
Yeah.
What else did I take? I took a class, and I'm not gonna get his name right. God, I'm so dumb. He's an actor. He's a Rob. I'll figure it out.
Rob
Anyhow,
Paulson?
No. God, I wish he was there. My daughter would have flipped. I'll figure. I'm sorry about this, Dave. I have this COVID thing, and I really forget things sometimes. But he was really.
I forget things all the time, and
Yeah,
I don't have COVID. I don't have anything to blame except the gray hair. Yeah, your memory comes out with the gray hair.
But I took his class, and he had me really get into the acting, really find that, really let go. I actually found myself leaving my body kind of, and just I was the actor. I was that person not reading a script. I was that person saying what that character would say in that situation. And I know the concept, but I never.
We have talked about the concept.
I know we have. Something he did just clicked. All right, you did all the work, and then he just pushed it over the edge.
Once again, this is a reason I say to people, look, you want to work with a variety of teachers.
Yeah.
Because
never stop
not that the message is different, but how the message is delivered is going to be different. And that thing that you weren't quite getting with this coach, they were saying it, and then this coach says, oh, that's what he was talking about. Excellent. So now I know they did some things on the business end. What did you learn there?
Rick Wasserman was the guy's name. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Good friend of mine. Wow. Rick is an amazing guy, amazing career. Promos, commercials, video games, cartoons, and he just does it all. And manages to be an amazing human being all the while.
He really is a really nice guy. Yeah, but that was the class.
He's also one of the principals behind the Tri Booth.
Oh, right. He had that set up there.
Yeah.
Great portable setup, yeah.
So
I'm kind of partial to the pillow fort myself, but
well, once you've done enough pillow forts, you'll be. I just need something that's a little different. My problem with a lot of it is, and one of the reasons I love the Kayata eyeball, although it might not be the absolute best thing, but it's certainly good enough, and it fits in my suitcase. I'm not checking another piece of luggage, and I'm not hauling this big thing around. But if you're willing to do that, the Tri Booth is probably as compact as it gets.
Terry Briscoe, do me a favor. Look up what that guy is that Brad has, that little interface. It's Mike something. I forget what it was, but it's called something. This guy was there selling these for $200. It's an interface. It is literally the size of a playing card, about, I don't know, a half inch to a 3/4 inch thick. It has a little EQ. I hooked it up to they had it hooked up to a bunch of different mics. He had a Sennheiser and hooked up to the Sennheiser, went through the EQ, and he got to a setting that I just went, are you kidding me? It was phenomenal. This thing.
If somebody in the chat knows what is being
Terry Briscoe knows what I'm talking about. Terry, hook it up.
Terry
Briscoe
get us
knows what
that
I'm talking
note,
about.
and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, here's the thing. It fits. I'm going to take a little hot knife and I'm going to cut out some of the foam in my Sennheiser case.
The Mic Hero.
The Mic Hero. That's it. One word, I think. Mic Hero. But it will fit in my Sennheiser case with my microphone.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. Mic Hero. Oh no, there's a guy named Mic Hero. Okay. Audio Sigma, Mic Hero.
Yeah, Audio Sigma, right. That's right.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see. Where's
Put a
my
link
camera?
up there, Terry, would you?
Oops. There it is. I don't know how good a picture that is, but...
you know what? Watch this, Dave Fennoy. Hold on a second, buddy. Look what's happening here.
You're going to share your screen.
Jim Fronk taking over. Welcome to Ask Jim Fronk Anything every Wednesday night. Find me on
wait a minute.
YouTube.
That's let's see. I'm going to assign. I don't have a 2 set up there.
All right. Well, either way, go to audiosigma.com. There's a picture of it. They have a Pod Mobile, which has 2 inputs, and they have just a single input. And
now, let me ask you this: are these? Let me do this right quick. There you go. There you go. I just changed your screen. There it is right there. There it is right there, the Mic Hero. $299, but they apparently it's on. Oh, that is the Pod Mobile. That's different than the Mic Hero. Scroll to the Mic Hero. Well, you'll have to join the mailing list. That's all right. I'm gonna get you back here. Oh, there you go. All right.
There we go.
There, got you back.
Anyhow, we're wasting a lot of time on this technical
You know
jargon.
what? I don't think we are wasting time because people want to know these kinds of things. Thank you, Terry Briscoe, for putting that in the chat.
Yeah. Well, what you
and
were
that's
seeing,
that's one of the great things about going to the conventions is you get to see the latest and the greatest as well as the tried and true.
right. And Brad Hyland has tried this out for a few months. I heard about it from Brad, and he loves it. Sean Scott,
The
I
Mic
think your
Hero.
friend Sean. The Mic Hero, yes.
Yeah.
What you were seeing there, I wasn't able to talk when I was sharing my screen. That what you were seeing was the Podcaster for $299 that had 2 inputs. The Mic Hero is just 1 input for $200.
But if you're on the road and you just that's what you need.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
love that. Love that.
All
So,
right. What else about?
business wise, what were some of the things that you learned about promoting yourself? Best practices.
I ain't gonna lie, Dave. I went there to party. I went there to have fun. I went there to network. My main goal was to meet Kristen Paiva because I have never met her live except for a little 2-inch square on the computer. And my other goal was to hook up with Randall Ryan and get some FaceTime because we've just conversed back and forth via email. And I wanted to see people. I wanted to have fun. I wanted yeah. So I went to a couple panels, but they were all fun panels. There was tons of things to learn how to do things, and and how to market yourself, and social media, and how to stay mind healthy, and all that stuff they have at every conference. But this conference, I opted just to go there. I was
You had a
so on
whole
the
other
stage.
agenda.
Yeah, I was on an awards show. I was nominated. I just wanted to go have some fun,
Oh yeah,
So
no, I understand.
yeah. So,
I
but
understand.
I mean, I did learn a lot as far as, like I said, I did take some things back with me on the performance side, but as far as business wise, nah. I,
Well,
I
I'll tell
found
you
out that it was
what.
cheaper to order booze through Drizzly than it was to order from the bar. That's what I found.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about um, websites.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I know you didn't teach your website class at the One Voice, but you've made a presentation on what you need to do and how you need to put your website together.
Right.
And I know for myself, I'd gotten my website together years ago, and I had a young lady who kind of manages it, but we weren't doing real updates. We weren't keeping things updated. And finally
And
got
just
to,
like your house, just like your house, if you don't fix something when it breaks, it accumulates and becomes a shack.
yeah.
And I don't want to say that your website was
Oh, it
abysmal,
sucked.
but all right, it sucked. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you said it. I mean, I am a techie guy, and when I was trying to schedule stuff with you, it was a long process to try to book coaching classes, and we have simplified that
We have
astronomically.
simplified that astronomically.
Yeah,
Now, uh, what you helped me do was switch over from the people who were hosting it to Wix, which is a much simpler and all-inclusive unit. With the website I had, if I wanted to have email, it was this company. If I wanted to book classes, it was a whole other site over here. And now everything is locked in Wix. And I managed to figure out, I think, how to get my website up. Now, we didn't change the look of the website, just the
no,
functionality.
yeah. I,
And
I I wanted to keep the same vibe.
yeah,
You wanted to keep the same vibe, and I agreed 100%. If I didn't think that was the right thing to do, I would have told you.
and
But
this is what it looks like. And one of the things I always learned was when I was putting the website together in the first place, it said, keep it simple, don't make people think. Uh, and the first thing you want is for people to be able to hear your demos. And you also pointed out they should be able to download your demos. So the first thing you come to is my name and my demos. Um, oh,
number one most important thing for a voiceover website is your downloadable demos. No casting director, or especially for like people that aren't crazy established like you, Dave. No casting director or talent agent wants to click to try to find your demos. They want to go to the link and say, there they are. I am working with some people who you have to click 3 or 4 times to get to demos. And
yeah.
it's just, and make them downloadable because you want them to download them and have them on their computer and pass them on to their people and have access to them.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to make things as simple as possible for the user of your website? And most of these users of our websites are agents
Yeah.
and casting directors
and everything else is secondary.
Fluff.
So
What you need your demos, you need your name, you need your personality, you need your contact information. Now we didn't put your phone number up there, but all of your, but normally you put your phone number, and if you don't want to broadcast your phone number, you can always get a free Google number.
yeah,
You want to have your social media stuff up in your header and your email. You
yeah,
want all that above the fold. So you never have, nobody should ever have to leave above the fold to know everything about you.
yeah.
They want to find out more about you, the essentials. They want to find
Now,
out more about you and go
yeah,
digging through your website.
and there it
That's
is,
great.
about, and still you can get on the mailing list, and of course there is Study VO, and oh, you see those fabulous, but there's a discount going on right now, and because I'm doing more demos now. If you want a demo, you click on need a game demo at the top, and I kind of give you my philosophy. And these won't play as well from my site through the internet to Ecamm Live. So I'm not going to play these because I tried it and there was buffering. But you want to know some of the people I've worked with? Well, there you go. It's a long, long, long list, a much longer list than we actually have room to put. And if people just want to see pics of me and things and places I've done, it takes me right to Facebook and a list of pictures of people and places and events and times.
And the reason why, the reason why we did that, to go to Facebook, because it's user friendly.
Yeah.
Dave's uploading these pictures to Facebook already. Why do a second step? And this way, they go to your social media page as well without leaving your website.
And if you want to find out some of the work I've done, it'll take you to my IMDb page. And let's just scroll a little. Oh, wait, let's see it all. Yeah, there you go. Come on, come on, come on. Find it, find it, find it. Ah, there we go. So there's no shadows at the door. We're just going on, and it's going down and down, and let's see. We're still going. We're still. Well, there's a lot of credits on this thing. Very proud of my IMDb page.
I noticed.
And let's go back a page. And I've got video clips also, and this takes you to my YouTube page, and you can see all kinds of clips that I've done, interviews that I've done. Just did one today that'll be coming out. It's going to be a little while. Had to go someplace, and they actually put makeup on me. But I can't thank you enough for how you cleaned up my website. If you just went to the first page, it looked okay. But once you started trying to do things, it was not that great.
Yeah. Here's my number one thing that I recommend to everybody. If you have a link on your page that goes nowhere, just get rid of it. If you have events that current events that are from 2021, get rid of it. You know, you're better off having nothing than bogus information, not bogus information, but out of date information. There was one link on yours that went to some group that you were a part of, 15 years ago or something, that doesn't even exist anymore. That isn't. Yeah, it was some weird things going on.
And you
there.
know, and this happens with the website stuff that you put on there, and then you don't go in and remove it. And the lesson I learned is that websites are living things, and they have to be cleaned up and maintained. They have to be fed, and sometimes they have to poop, and you have to clean up after them.
And here's the thing with Wix. Now, I don't get paid by Wix. I'm not endorsing Wix. Wix is just a program that I have been using for 12, 15 years with other companies and that I've had, and radio stations that I've worked for. I was always like the web guy and the graphic guy. So I know it inside and out. So that's why I teach on Wix. If you don't want, let's just say we work together, because I do this learn by doing class where we'll get together for 3 hours for a couple $100. We'll build your website together. You'll build your website, watching me build your website. We'll throw my website away and we'll keep yours. We'll tweak it. We'll get it to where it needs to be. But you're going to learn how to create the website, update the website, and more importantly, expand the website for as your business grows. It's a 3-hour session. I'm a ton of fun. It's only $200, nice and easy. $400, I'll build you one, but after that, you're on your own. And I tell people that
$400 to build a website is peanuts. It's
peanuts. I am not a web designer. I do this because it kills me to see new people in the business that can't buy microphones. You can't buy the right equipment, or they're working 3 jobs because you're not booking for a while. This is acting, people. This isn't, I'm going to be self-sufficient in 3 months. To be charged $1,500, $1,600, $2,000 for a simple page is just beyond my comprehension. So I started doing things for my friends.
Yeah.
I started building websites.
And it turns out you got a lot of friends.
Yeah, but it got to a point that I just had to start making something for my time, and I wanted to help everybody. So I put a very cheap price on it. Actually, when I was at Dallas, it was my mission to find 3 people that have website problems and work with them for free, one-on-one, pay it forward, whatever. I found 3 people, and 2 of them I worked with today, and they are so. I actually have emails from both of them, long emails thanking me, and they've actually sent me work from other people, which is nice. I don't take on too many clients at a time because I don't want to. I'm a voice actor. It's just a side hustle, which I enjoy. It keeps me in the business. I also do a class called Get Your Online Inline, which basically, did we just change cameras? We did.
You did. You changed the cameras.
I don't know how that happened, but anyhow, okay. Get Your Online Inline, and basically it's like a website checkup. Like we did a checkup of yours, and no, and just flatlined. But I do checkups and tell people, take notes. This is what I recommend. I'm not, some crazy expert. I just know what works. And take my advice, fine. You want me to do it, fine. You don't want, whatever. I'm actually teaching that class at a brand new conference coming up in New England. Psyched, my hometown, actually two towns away from mine. It's all inclusive. So it may seem a little pricey at first, but you don't pay for any extra classes. You
and
just
what's
go to
this
whatever
conference?
You want to go to. This is called NEVO, New England Voiceover Summit and Showcase. It's just outside of Boston. It's October 14th and 15th. I'll be teaching that class there. J. Michael Collins is a guest speaker there. If you go to newenglandvoiceover.com, pretty basic.
Okay.
It's a beautiful site. I designed it. If you guys know Lala Lapidus from Boston, Lala Lapidus is putting on this event, and it's shaping up to be a very cool event. It's the first annual, so who knows how busy it'll be, but it'll be kind of cool.
Well, things start small. I read something today that said whatever it is you start to do the first time, you're going to suck at it. But you got to go through the first time to get to the 100th time.
Exactly.
And I have watched VO Atlanta grow from its first inception. I have watched the Sovas grow from its inception. And the first time I was the booth announcer, man, a lot of problems, a lot of hiccups, but it was the first time. But you know what? It has gotten wonderful. Yeah. So don't let the fact that you're not perfect at something the first time dissuade you from doing something.
Right. Now, one more conference that I do want to mention that I'm at, and I don't want to, mention one and not the other. Val Kelly puts on MAVO every year, every November. Love MAVO, Mid-Atlantic Voiceover. I think it's midatlanticvo.com. Tickets are on sale. I'll be teaching my Learn by Doing website class. It'll be considered a mastery class. It's 3 hours long. So basically what I do online one-on-one with people for 3 hours, I'm going to do in a classroom with like 8 people.
Yeah.
And it's set up in such a way that even though they're all completely custom sites, no two sites will look alike coming out of there, and not just color and fonts, but design and everything. Um, the way that I have it set up. So I'll be teaching that, and then after Mavo, each person will get like an extra hour or so with me, whatever it takes to one-on-one. A couple days later, go in online and actually tweak things around, add some customization, make things spin or pop or whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Now,
happening
I want to get to some Q and
November
A.
10th,
I want to
November
get to
10th, 11th, 12th.
yeah. I want to get to some Q&A. That's Mavo. I was the keynote speaker, the very first one.
Oh, nice.
Terry Briscoe, for you both, do you prefer to just wing it at conferences, or do you set a schedule?
Terry, do I even have to answer that question for you? No, but I'll answer it for everybody else. I wing it. I really do. I picked a couple things that I want to do, and then I wake up that morning and see what's on the schedule for panels, like the free stuff, and that's when I decide where I'm going to go. But I definitely schedule what I want to do for the paid classes first, and then I just wing it after that.
All right. Mike Cunningham, Dave, going with the reverse Terry Briscoe with no beard headshots. That wasn't really a question. Grace Newton. Jim, will you explain the difference between a domain, hosting, and building? I'm currently paying 3 different companies for all of those, and I'm so lost. Oh, Grace, I feel your pain.
Okay, girl, we're going to talk because we already have talked. And I've told you, let's converse about this. Let's do your site. She's already on Wix. So that's number one, which is easy.
But this is a
yes,
question, she's asking it, but there are a lot of people that are going to have this question as well.
Well, here's the thing. You have to buy a domain name. You can buy that domain name anywhere. Okay, GoDaddy, Google. You can buy it through Wix. When you sign up for Wix and get the premium account, which you have to get, it's like $9.50 per month. You can get a free domain name for a year, but when it renews, it's more expensive than if you bought it through GoDaddy. So all of my domain names I get through GoDaddy. First 2 years, like 2 cents each, and then $19.99 for the third year. So I do that. So yes, I do go to a separate entity for the domain names. As far as hosting and building, I highly recommend that you host and build on the same platform. Now, for some people, that don't get me wrong, if you work with me or if you work with Wix or any other company platform, the website you build, you can take anywhere. So if we build something together, for instance, my friend Stephanie Johnson, we built her website and she had hers through GoDaddy and it just renewed like a month ago. So why waste all that money? Just take the website, bring it over. When it's time to renew, she's going to transfer to Wix because it's all self-contained. So it all depends. Dave, you were very lucky that when we decided to do this, you're like, oh, mine renews August 7th. I'm like, well, it's August 3rd, so we probably should hurry up. Yeah. So it worked out good. Terry Briscoe, he kept his for a while and waited till, the first of the year, and then he transferred over. Yeah. So I do recommend that you stay with the same platform that you build on, have them host it, because if there's any hiccups, any bumps, you're dealing with one entity instead of two. Right. And once again, I'm not getting paid by Wix, but Wix has every 7 to 10 days, they have a half off sale. So you can have your site hosted for $9.50 a month for 3 years. Now, I know there's some sites out there that you can pay a flat fee every month, maybe $20. You build it. It's a cookie cutter site, change some colors, change some fonts. It's hosted for $20 a month. That seems like a great deal. But that's $240 a year. For 3 years, that's $720. If you go with Wix, it's $360 for the 3 years. You toss in my $200 class, and you've got $560. It's a few $100 cheaper, but it's the initial money that people put up, I think, scares people off, and that monthly payment seems so easy. But I don't care where you take it. I mean, like I said, I don't get any money from Wix I don't care what you do. I just want to help people get, and I know this sounds cliche, but I want to get there, help people get their online in line.
Yeah. Question
Yeah.
again from Grace. Also, I've heard to make sure the demos don't start playing automatically.
Correct. Have nothing start automatically. I can't tell you, I hate scrolling down Facebook if I have the audio turned on and all of a sudden it starts screaming at me. Nobody wants that. They may be in an office situation, especially an agent. Give them the availability to start and stop when they want.
There you go. Let's see.
Please ask another question that I sent you to ask me, would you please? Softballs. No,
What would you say the most important takeaway from your class is?
The most important takeaway from my class is the knowledge. Is the fact that you don't have to call somebody and say, hey, can you change my bio? Or I've got new demos. Can I pay you money to put them on my website so I can try to make some money? I give them the knowledge. I give them the freedom. I don't want you to call me back. I say $400 for me to build it for you, but I try to talk people out of that. I mean, I could build them a one-page site in less than 3 hours and make twice the money, but I'd rather teach somebody, have them take something out of it and be able to be self-sufficient. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going away. Dave knows. Dave calls me and says, hey, what did I do here? Or, Terry calls me. Actually, I think I have something scheduled with Terry now because he wants to do something and can't figure it out. I've showed him, but it was a while ago. Sometimes you forget. So I'll go on with people and help them free of charge. But learn. Try to learn and try to be self-sufficient. That's all I try to say.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I find important is social media. And a question from John Patty. Gentlemen, the two most important social media to have.
I don't think you can narrow that down. I mean, I think LinkedIn is number one. First of all, it's business. It's your resume. I don't know. I mean, I'm an old man, so I'm going to say MySpace. But or the dial phone. No, I mean, Facebook we're all custom with, But here's the thing. As we get older, the people that are hiring us are younger. So you really need to embrace social media and technology and find out what's happening
And embrace
now.
the social media that the people who are hiring are using.
Exactly. You have the millennials out there that use Instagram. There's a lot of casting calls and stuff. There's Twitter, which there's a lot of casting, or X, whatever they're calling that now. It's you got to do them all. I mean, I don't think I've done Thread. I signed up for it. I just gave up on it. Alignable. I signed up for it. I just gave up on it. But
Yeah,
Discord.
I started getting alignable stuff, and no.
Discord is one that's really been big with the kids, shall we say, lately.
And the gaming community, the gamers themselves.
Right. A lot of projects that I'm on is done through Discord. I will tell you, there's a project I'm on called Outlier. I actually have a couple of roles. I'm very blessed for this. But Carly, the producer, she put out a casting call, and she did that, I think, on Twitter. And she got over 700 auditions overnight. So, Twitter's a good one to search if you're looking for video games and animation, not the big stuff. Not the stuff Dave Fennoy does, not the stuff that Jim Fronk wants to do, but the stuff that will get you there. The lower paying gigs, some free gigs, the stuff that will, for younger people, for younger,
build up
I say
your
younger
resume.
people, I mean
credits.
newbies to the craft.
Yeah.
So Twitter, Facebook, Twitter. And
Question
Discord,
here
I'd
from
have to say.
Victor Singleton: Wix versus Squarespace.
That's going to say, do I prefer riding my motorcycle or jumping out of a plane? I have never jumped out of a plane.
Okay.
I have never used whatever you just called that.
Squarespace.
Yeah. So when people call me and say, well, I have Squarespace, I'm like, well, here's what you can do with me. And if you say no, I don't have a problem. I don't know Squarespace. I'm sure if I signed up and played around with it for a little while, it's like anything. You drive a car. Dave, you're gonna borrow my car. You're gonna find out where the headlights are because they're in a different place than your car. You're
Yeah.
gonna find out the blinkers on the left or on the right. Is the radio up here or down here? Everything still does the same thing. You just have to reacquaint yourself. Different for the VO community, Audacity and Audition. That little triangle is play.
Okay.
That little
But
square is
if
stop.
you're going to be working with somebody, probably Wix would be what you would recommend.
I would. I
And once again,
You
I know
understand.
they're not paying you any money.
Right. You understand Wix, and that is not a dig. Okay. Lala Peters understands Wix now that I've showed her. It's a very easy, user friendly. I've never used the other one, so I can't comment.
Yeah. Okay. Got some more questions here. Theo Mezzacapo. What about a minimalist website? Just a quick bio and your work, no bells and whistles, perhaps creating your own content just for your website, created scripts and or characters.
I'm going to say to each his own. There is no wrong answer, just as long as the right information is there. And when I say the right information, I mean whatever you put up there for samples or content, make it downloadable. Make sure your name's there. Make sure there's a little bit of your personality there. A little bit, it could be whatever the background is. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be a logo. Make sure that all your contact information is available all right there. As far as what the design is, to each his own. I prefer, if you saw what my site was 4 months ago, 7 months ago, 10 months ago, I change it constantly because I'm learning new things. I've gone with a more minimalistic look like Dave has, a more cleaner look, which I think is actually easier to navigate nowadays.
One of the things I notice, even on the Wix site and sites in general, especially when there's a lot of things you can do, finding, what side it's on the left at the top, it's on the right at the bottom, finding those things. But once you work with it for a little bit, you get a sense of how their websites are mapped.
Exactly. Just like driving somebody else's car, you figure out where everything is, and eventually you're, doing donuts in the parking lot behind the 7-Eleven. The number one thing as far as the website itself is the first thing I usually say is see your website through an agent's eye. See your website through a buyer's eye, through a user's eye. When someone go to your website as a stranger, or sit down next to somebody and have them go to your website.
That's looking for a voice to hire. What would they want?
Exactly.
Make it easy on them. Or the book I read years ago, Don't Make Me Think.
Make simple, stupid. KISS.
Yeah. Make it as intuitive as possible.
Right.
Got another question here, DF Raisin. If you purchase a domain name from one host, how easy is it to transfer it to a different host once your account is about to expire, renew?
Now, Dave Fennoy is not allowed to weigh in on this one because his was a specific situation that things had to be unlocked. Things that were made here weren't made there. It was purchased years ago, so passwords need to be found.
I am going to weigh in because the issue I had was all the information said, get the unlocking code, you can unlock it and take it where you need to take it. However, on the website of the company that was hosting my site, nowhere on there was a way for you to get the code.
Exactly.
And I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked. I went to, you can always chat. I hate those chats. And whenever you would ask the question, I need to get the code so I can leave you guys. I'm sorry, this isn't a question we can answer here. Try one of these choices. And none of those choices were going to take you there. Ultimately, after a few hours on a couple of days of messing around with that, and because I know you understand, sometimes I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this at different times of the day. You don't have time to be there for an hour or two or three. I found the phone number and gave a call. And somebody from another country across the ocean was very helpful then. And after they heard me screaming and hollering, I don't typically scream and holler. I just get very serious. Now look,
He
I'm
gets that
really
Dave
disappointed in you.
voice.
And on your website you said this and this and this, but every time I go here, I'm tired of fooling with you. I need ABC. Well,
Let me talk to a manager.
actually, the guy was very nice,
Yeah.
and 10
But
minutes
I
later,
mean,
I had to code.
I have not seen that with anybody else that I've worked with. I have transferred, and I'll sit there with you. You know, we'll work through. You'll share your screen, and I'll say, you know, click that, click this. Wix makes it very easy. They actually have videos on the web within the website guts as you're hooking things up to say this is how you do it. 15-second video. Go to your website, log into your thing, click on this, and we watch the video, or they have a PDF for different sources that sell domain names. So it's not that difficult. It's about a 5-minute process.
Yeah. So, what's the mistake most people make with their websites?
Oh God!
Or is
Davis.
this a
So
long
many
list?
of them. Please, that's like asking me which child I love.
Or which child you hate?
I only have one, so it's easy. I'd have to say, number one, if we're talking VO specific, not having your demos available and downloadable. That is number one. I don't care if you spell your name wrong. That can always be fixed. But if an agent has to go look, or a casting director, or someone that wants to hire you, they're going to give up and go to the next Google search they found, or however they got there. Number two is the naming of websites. Keep it simple. I mean, I've got people that have really long names, and that would be enough. DaveFennoy.com, JimFronk.com. If you can get your name.com, get it. You have a long name.
And if you can't, your name VO.com.
Exactly, like Terry Briscoe. It's Briscoe VO, which kind of rhymes, it kind of flows. I kind of like that, Briscoe VO. But if you have something like, you know, Nathaniel Robinson, don't put voiceover after it. Nathaniel Robinson voiceover.com. Nobody wants to type that. Nobody wants to email you. Make it simple again. And something else that people don't do is a call to action button. That is something that's very important. These are things that I talk about during my class, but I'm going to throw this one out there. A call to action button. You go to my website, there's a bright green button right there. It's all throughout the website. It says, request a complimentary audition. Now, aren't all auditions complimentary? Of course they are. But they think they're getting something. Send me a small little snippet of your project, and I'll send you back a 15, 30-second example of what it will sound like. I just got myself a free audition.
Yeah.
Keep it easy. People scan websites. People are lazy. Contact me is not a clear action to be done. Contact me, that is not one. You know, free 15-minute consult. Let's talk about your project. You know, make it easy for people. Like, what is their next step? Okay, I found you. I listened to you. I like you. What do I do next?
Now, this is a great question. And with that next, a lot of times somebody wants to hire you. They don't know how much to pay you. I'm in a different situation. I have agents. They're going to do the negotiations for me. I don't have to worry about, well, you know, I'll do it for this, blah, blah, blah. But there are a lot of people that don't have agents. They're doing the pay-to-play sites, or they're finding work on their own. What do you recommend for their websites to give people an understanding of what this might cost them?
God, Dave, you just threw me a curveball.
I did.
You did. If you want to have a rate card on there, you could have a rate card. You could have a link to like the NAVA rate card, or any of the other associations that have rate cards out there to go.
The SAG-AFTRA rate card, the NAVA rate card, GVAA.
Exactly. Right, GVAA.
Or
right.
your own that you base, instead of a link, your own that you base.
Instead of a link, make it personalized. Right.
Yeah.
I try to stay clear of that. I always like book a 15-minute complimentary consult. Don't use the word free. Free sounds so cheap. Tom Antonellis taught me that. Complimentary is good. Complimentary consult. They click on the button. It takes them to my Calendly link, which is embedded in my page. It's not leaving my site. It's embedded within the page, and they can book a 15-minute consult, whether it's Zoom or I think I have it hooked up through Google Meetup or a phone call. Let's talk about what you have going on.
What you have
I
going
can't
on.
give you a quote
How
unless
can I
know
help
all the
you?
information.
And I know it's not website specific, but in terms of those of us who are voice actors and want to work, I think sometimes we really need to change our attitude as, no, it's not that I want a job. I have a service to offer. I am
Exactly.
here to help solve your problem. I'm here to give you that thing you need to make your life easier.
And I think that business model right there is what's made my program so successful. I mean, I could probably make a ton of money doing this. I really could. But I enjoy helping people. I have a service and I want to help. And if you come across that with your voiceover as well, people want to work with people who want to help them. It's not about the money. It is about the money, but we can't make it about the money. We have to make it about the service, like you said. And that's where the consult comes in. Let's talk about your project. Where's it going to play? You want me to give you a quote? I need to know more than just, hey, what's going to cost for a 30-second commercial? Well, I need to know more about that. Are you going to play that on YouTube? Is this going to be something that you're going to have on just your website? There's all different prices to go by.
And you have to educate the people who are hiring you often. A lot of people think, oh, I'm giving you $350 to do this 30-second commercial. That's all it should be. But no, you have that question. What's the usage?
Yes,
and how
what's the usage?
long? And they're two separate things. This is for my studio time. This is for usage. Maybe studio time is going to cover. Well, typically it used to be 16 weeks, but maybe studio time, you want it for a year and a half. Well, you're going to have to come up with more money. And there is a war going on right now. Actors are on strike. Writers are on strike. And the working person, unfortunately, is in a war with the people who hire us because they want to keep more and cheapen our labor. And don't get it wrong, you are a laborer. You are doing a job. You might not be getting dirty doing it. You might not be digging ditches. But this is a
But
job.
you're going to be sitting in a hot box with no air conditioner for 3 hours, sweating your bejesus off.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
anyone who can do this, we are fortunate. Don't get me
it's
wrong.
a skill set.
But
no, it's fun.
It's a skill level. Not everybody can do this. And we all have families to support, mortgages to pay, rent to pay, food that we got to eat, and, fashion.
Basements to dry out.
Basements to dry out, all of that.
I know we're coming up on the clock here. I do want to say one thing I did take away from Dallas was during Naked. Do you know Naked Jen?
Naked Jen? Everybody
Jen
knows
Greenfield.
Naked Jen.
Yeah, I think it was Naked Jen. Dude, I'm going to show you a picture of Naked Jen recruiting 5 girls into Naked Jenness, but that's a different podcast.
She's just a sweetheart.
But she said, and always charge for your session. Always charge for that session. Okay, what you're getting paid for the usage is the usage. Always charge for the session. Put a value on yourself.
Yeah.
Put some self-worth on it. Just want to go just self-plug. If you're interested in finding out more about any website work, if you just have some questions about yours and don't want to hire me, I'll answer questions. I don't care. I'm not looking to be a website guy, but you can go to vo-websites.com. The dash is uber important. vo-websites.com.
Let's see if I
Or you can go to my website, jimfronk.com, and there's a link somewhere on the menu to need a website or something like that. But yeah, love to have you guys.
I just put it into the link, vo-websites.com.
vo-websites.com, Dave. Don't make me come through this
Isn't there a dash there?
I hope so. I can't see the chat, so I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay. VO-website. Yeah,
Yeah.
VO-websites.com. Well, listen, my friend. This has been a guess. You are not somebody that you have to pull answers out of.
No, you got to tell me to shut up, dude.
It's coming off the top of your head. Great stories about being in Dallas and the One Voice Conference, and great information about websites. And I'm thanking you publicly for helping me with mine.
It's a pleasure.
The difference is night and day.
Plus, now I get to say I designed Dave Fennoy's website. That has some merit too, you know. But yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, my friend. You know, I really didn't know where this podcast was going to go when we started talking beforehand, because I'm like, geez, Dave's in the bedroom and I'm in the closet. So,
well, I got guys working on my studio right now. It's being painted.
nice. Looking forward to it.
It just the water messed up everything. I finally got everything out of there, and it'll be a couple weeks, I think, before it's back in business. But it's nice to see it actually getting done now.
I do have one request. When I come out to LA, I'll give you plenty of notice. I want gumbo. I've heard about the gumbo.
I'll have to get Mo to make some gumbo. She makes a hell of a gumbo.
Well, I know Mo needs a website, so maybe we can talk.
There you go. There you go. All right, I'm going to let you go. Not that I got gumbo waiting, but dinner is. I can smell it. Jim Fronk, thank you, my friend, and thank everybody for being here. And once again, Dave Fennoy, Ask Me Anything. If you'd like to watch this again, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training on YouTube is the website. If you'd like to get some coaching from me, davefennoy.com. I think you saw quite a bit of that today. And my X, Twitter, whatever it's being called now, Dave Fennoy, at Dave Fennoy, VO. Until the next time.
Hey, can I say it?
Yes.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Call me. No, I'm just kidding. Go book something.
There you go. Book something.